What's up, everybody? You're very welcome along to Friday night's late night agenda on the day that Rhian Brewster has completed his move from Liverpool to Sheffield United. We'll talk about that. We'll have a look ahead to the weekend's game, albeit the preview is going to come up, the proper preview is going to come up in a separate video for you guys tomorrow. We'll talk about some other transfer activity that may or may not happen before the window closes, and we'll go through everything else Liverpool related. Great to be with you all tonight, folks. Thank you very much for joining me. Apologies for being a few minutes late, but you know, things are moving fast in football land, and I wanted to get the information as up to date as I could before I came on, because there is a story that's starting to break. I don't know if I'm the right person to put this information out there, but we'll talk about everything today when we go through it. I hope you're all well in the chat. Thank you very much for joining me as always. Want to start off by wishing a very happy birthday to somebody who's been a big supporter of the channel since day one. You guys know Kent Coastal Holiday left from the chat, aka Carl. Well, his good lady is celebrating her birthday this weekend, and from all of us at Anfield Agenda, Julie, we wish you a happy birthday, mate. It's they truly are family members here at Anfield Agenda. So lots of love from all of us, Julie, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I hope Carl spoils your rotten. But, ladies and gentlemen, back to the football. I don't know which genius decided this, and it's really annoyed me, but the Reds trip to Goodison Park, which is the first game back after the international break, has been rescheduled as a 12:30pm kickoff on Saturday, October the 15th, with the game due to be scheduled on due to be shown on BT Sport. That annoys the hell out of me. One, I'm not a fan of those kickoff times, and two, it just makes out for a dull, dire game, I think. Surely coming back after the international break, that has 5:30pm kickoff all over it. There's no fans going to be inside the stadium. Obviously BT get their picks, I understand that, but as a fan, I'm a little bit disappointed to see that game given possibly the worst time slot, in my opinion, of all of them. But look, we move on anyway. We'll deal with Everton after the international break. Loads of people in the chat. How are you all? Hello, Mr. Flair, said somebody else. Love to see you. Brewster really wants to leave. It's done. Rhian Brewster has completed that transfer, and where else should we start tonight other than there, folks? Brewster tied up the deal today, £23.5 million. There's a 15% sell-on clause in the deal, and Liverpool do have that much talked about buyback clause as well. The buyback clause, from all reports, seems to be 3 years long, so Liverpool have 3 seasons to figure out if they want to bring Rhian Brewster back to the club or not. You guys know my thoughts on this one. I'm extremely disappointed to see young Rhian leave. I've got nothing but belief in that young man. But I understand it from his point of view, and perhaps I understand it from the club's point of view. Jurgen Klopp spoke about Rhian in his press conference earlier on. I'm going to take you guys through what Jurgen Klopp had to say. He said, Rhian couldn't make it here so far. That's pretty much the information, but he's made big steps in his development. Rhian was seriously injured, so first and foremost, we had to make sure he was ready for all the demands of professional football again, and he is now 100%. He had a really good half season at Swansea and was really impressive. He came here for pre-season and scored for us. You could see he'd made big steps. It's about development. If Rhian was now 25 or 26, we would say, go and work for your chance. It's a different situation when you're younger. A player like Rhian in this position, it's important he makes the next steps and uses the time he lost during that serious injury. Then he goes on to talk about a possible move, but as the day went on, that move actually got done and Rhian was unveiled as a Sheffield United player. So, look, ladies and gentlemen, start off tonight. I want to know your thoughts. I'm sure you've got nothing but well wishes for young Rhian. As Connor pointed out earlier on, Danny Ings left the club, scored a whole heap of goals, and how we wish we would have had a buyback clause in that deal. So, look, I know Danny Ings, again, his time at the club was broken up by injuries and that. So, look, I'm sure you all wish Rhian well, but it is a bit disappointing, isn't it? I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, the window's fantastic. The way the club are going about their business, we'll talk about that as well. Liverpool could bring in as much as £100 million by the time this window closes with all the sales. And if you look at bringing in Thiago, bringing in Diogo Jota, bringing in Costas Tsimikas, and still turning a profit, that would be one hell of a good window from Liverpool Football Club and Michael Edwards from a business standpoint. And it may well set us up for something next summer, which is the title of this stream, and we'll talk about that again, the Jadon Sancho situation. We'll touch on that a little bit later on as well. Richard Askham said, I want the centre-back. Right, let me talk you through that scenario again, mate. I think the plan would have been for Liverpool to initially go out and get a centre-back. There was talk, obviously, that Gini Wijnaldum would go to Barcelona if Thiago came to Liverpool. Wijnaldum looks happy to stay where he is for the time being. I genuinely do not know if there's any hope of Gini signing a new contract extension, or if he'll run down his contract and leave at the end of his deal, which runs out, I think, in June, if my memory is correct. But the other side of this is Barcelona still have time to perhaps come in and make a bid for Gini to try and get him there. They could, of course, sign him with a pre-contract in January, but Koeman wants to get off to a good start in his Barca career. I asked James Pearce this when we spoke the other day. He hadn't heard of any renewed Barcelona interest, so let's hang on and see how this one works out. But to get back to your question, Richard, was Richard, wasn't it? I think it was Richard. Yes, it was Richard. To get back to your question about the centre-back, mate, well, it wasn't really a question, it was more of a statement. I think the plan would have been maybe go out there and look to bring somebody in if Gini had moved on. Now, the fact that Gini is staying means that we've got a whole host of central midfielders that can play in that position. Hendo, Milner, Gini, Keita, Fabinho, the list goes on. So then Klopp will probably thought to himself, look, we've seen the great strides that Reece Williams, Billy Koumetio are making at centre-back. They're still very young, but it might be worth taking the risk this season of keeping Fabinho and using him as a makeshift centre-back if needs be, knowing that we have these three if you include Sepp van den Berg, who may well go out on loan. Three young, good centre-backs making their way through. So that's why I think Klopp decided that it's worth rolling the dice and going into this season without an established, I suppose, fourth-choice centre-back. The central midfield options mean he has that flexibility if he needs to play Fabinho as a centre-back. So that's why I understand it, to be honest with you. I would have thought it was a much bigger gamble if Gini wasn't staying, but with Gini looking like he's going to stay, I absolutely get it from Kloppo. And look, if we're pointing out positives from last night's defeat, and there aren't too many, two positives are that Neco Williams and Reece Williams both put in excellent performances yesterday. For two young lads, they didn't put a foot wrong in that game. I was delighted for both of them. Reece Williams played against Lincoln, he played against Arsenal, and didn't miss a beat in either game. So you got to surely understand why Klopp is confident that we could have a centre-back solution within the club already, which is the ideal scenario, if we're being honest here. We always talk about wanting to bring young players through and show them the pathway and the way they can get into the first team. That pathway is there for those centre-backs, and there's probably one spot up for grabs that, you know, Reece Williams, Sepp van den Berg or Billy Koumetio are going to look to grab and make their own. So let's see what happens. A lot of people asking about Sadio Mane. He wasn't in training today, from the pictures anyway. I've been sent information and told things that it's not my place to say. They're the club. If the club want to make something public or don't make something public, that's up to Liverpool Football Club, Sadio Mane, their decision. I'm not going to speak on it, but it does look like he won't be available for the Villa game. And I'll go through that in more detail in my Villa preview, which you guys will get tomorrow. I'm going to record it as soon as this stream finishes, so you guys will get that tomorrow. Keep an eye out for that. I won't be streaming tomorrow. I'm going to take the day off, so that video will be going out tomorrow, so I hope that you guys will take the time to have a look at it. What else we got? Troll spreading BS. A couple of people are saying, look, we don't know what's going on with Sadio. It's not my place to say it. It's not other people's place to say it. It's the club's place. If the club want to come out, or the player himself wants to come out and deny or confirm anything, that is not our place to do here. These are medical records, so we have to treat them with the respect that they deserve. Right, let's move on, folks. The whole situation with Wilson, Harry Wilson, looks like it could be coming to an end. He could be staying at Liverpool Football Club. It looks like Burnley have pulled out of negotiations to sign Harry Wilson. And when we spoke to James Pearce on the stream the other night, we were both fairly confident that this deal would actually get done. Liverpool wanted £20 million, or at least a deal that got up to £20 million, with maybe at least 15 million confirmed and the rest in add-ons. Burnley offered 12 plus 4 million in add-ons. Liverpool didn't, well, I don't know what it was supposed to be add-ons. Liverpool didn't want to accept that by the looks of it, and Burnley have stepped away from the table. Now, there is still time, obviously, before the window closes for Burnley to come back in and try and strike a deal there with Liverpool. It's not exactly too far from to go for a medical or anything like that if he needed to, so I wouldn't rule this one out just yet, but as things stand, it looks like Burnley have walked away from negotiations over Harry Wilson. Wilson played yesterday against Arsenal. Again, didn't really do anything wrong. Didn't set the game on fire either. which kind of sums up his career for me. I think he is a Premier level player, but I just don't see it being at Liverpool long term. And when it comes to the penalties and stuff, I'm never going to hold someone missing a penalty against them. It takes courage to step up and take a penalty. If you miss it, you miss it. It is what it is. So that's the latest on Harry Wilson as well. Who's the other one that we have to talk about today? Shaqiri. As you heard last night, Jadon Shaqiri was pulled out of the Liverpool squad, not because of injury, not because of anything worrying, but because there were two clubs hovering around waiting to make last minute bids to try and get Shaqiri signed up before the window closes. So you start to see where this 100 million that I was talking about comes from. And that's before we even move on to talk about Marko Grujic as well, folks, because there's a lot of interest in Marko Grujic. We know that Hertha Berlin would love to have him. They haven't got the £18 million that Liverpool had agreed with them in the loan to buy deal. So will they come back with a better offer? I don't know. Borussia Mönchengladbach were interested as well. There's some talk from... Somebody sent me something earlier on. There's some talk, I think, from a Premier League club or two, maybe of interest in Marko Grujic. And there's somebody else that I'm forgetting about that's interested in him. Crosby's probably screaming at me right now to let me know who it is. But Grujic, keep an eye on as well. I don't know if he will move before the window on Monday, but there is a chance. The good news is I'm going to stream on Monday, on the last day of the transfer window. I'm not too sure if I'll go all the way through till 11 o'clock or not, but we will be doing a deadline day stream on the channel, folks. As you can see, we're closing in on 50k. We're about 450 subscribers away, so if you are enjoying the stream, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, drop a like on the video as well. While we're talking about Sadio Mane, actually, we can talk about Sadio without saying that he was nominated for the Premier League Player of the Month for September. He was nominated alongside Patrick Bamford, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, James Rodriguez, Timothy Castagna, Jamie Vardy, Harry Kane and Tariq Lamptey. So make sure that you go and cast your votes for Sadio as well. I think the vote's open till Monday, if my memory is correct. Is Origi still the GOAT or is it time to sell? Said Dabadab. Look, mate, I'm going to make no bones about this. If an offer came in for Divock Origi that the club were happy with, I'd sell. That's my genuine opinion. Look at the pecking order right now. We've got the front three. We've got Takumi Minamino. We've got Diogo Jota. There are options there for the manager to rotate. To me, Origi... It's so difficult to talk in any way negative about Divock because he has been involved in some of the biggest moments for our club over the last few years, scored some extremely important goals and will always be remembered fondly. But football is a ruthless business. I would move Divock Origi on if the right offer came in. That's my opinion on it. Of course, it is only that, my opinion. But I'd love to know what you guys think. Craig, do you think Liverpool should sell Origi? I've just gone through that one. Do you think Klopp will try and get Sarr now since we've got the money from Brewster? No, I'm thinking something else. You know what I'm thinking. It's a little bit of a hashtag, but it's not Mbappe. I'm going to talk about Sancho in a little while. Don't worry, folks. I know a lot of you are tuning in looking at the thumbnail and the title tonight. Southampton and West Ham were the other clubs interested in Grujic. Thank you, Connor. I knew there was somebody else. Tyler P said, love your vids. Thank you, mate. Really appreciate that. Do you think Klopp will try and get Sarr? I've gone through that one. Origi is poor now, said Neil Davies. It's so tough, isn't it? It's really difficult to criticise Divock, but if we're critiquing him just on his performances as of late, I don't think he's up to the standard. But that's not a decision for me to make. That's a decision for Jurgen Klopp to make. And whatever happens with Divock Origi, I will always, for the rest of my life, look back on the goals he scored against Spurs, the goals he scored against Everton, the goals he scored against Barcelona, and just smile and remember Divock for those massive moments and thank Divock for those massive moments. But as I said, football's a ruthless business and we're competing right at the very top here with the players that we're bringing in. So I don't know, if the right offer came in, I would sell, I have to say. Maybe even try and reinvest that money if you wanted to bring in another forward and hold off till January. Go out and try and get Patson Daka or somebody like that from Salzburg. Imran Khan said Brewster will be back at LFC. I sincerely hope so, Imran. I really do, mate. I mean, you know how much I've been banging the drum about this kid and how long for. I have nothing but belief in Rhian. I agree with what Klopp said as well. It's time for Rhian to go out now, establish himself, show what he can do. He is playing catch-up after that injury. We've got Paul Glatzel as well to not forget about, coming through underage. He's coming back from a long-term injury as well. Crosby sending me some stuff here. I love when he sends me stuff live on stream. The fixtures have been announced, by the way. The dates for the Champions League fixtures. So let me go through them. This is a little bit breaking as well. You see in the group yesterday, Liverpool were drawn in the group with Ajax. Liverpool were drawn in the group with Atalanta and Midtjylland, of course, course. The fixtures were then going to be announced today. They had to sort out all the television slots and stuff. So I can confirm that these are the dates for the Reds games. Ajax games is going to be December the 1st at home and October the 21st away. Atalanta games, November 25th at home, November the 3rd away. And Midtjylland games, October the 27th at home and December the 9th away. So again, put those dates in your diary. Thank you for Connor for sending me that message. This is why I love doing stuff live. You get all these bits of information. I'm really happy with that Champions League group, by the way. I think haven't played Ajax since the 60s, which is brilliant. Looking forward to those games. Would have loved an away trip to Ajax for obvious reasons, but you know that won't be happening. Atalanta, free scoring team. It's going to be really fun watching those games as well. I'm expecting lots of goals in this Champions League group. And Midtjylland, look, any club that gets to the Champions League group stages deserves respect. So let's see what happens there. But we've got to have a bit of a better away record in the Champions League than we had recently. I'd like us to get through, top that group, maybe even with a game to spare. Because it's going to be a long season ahead with lots of games coming. There won't be any more in the League Cup for obvious reasons. But again, congratulations to Arsenal last night. I thought Leno was heroic in goal for them. And a penalty shootout's always a lottery. So look, it is what it is. As I said last night, we move on from that. We look ahead to the game of the weekend against Villa. But I know a lot of you guys are tuning in to ask about Jadon Sancho. So let's get to it. You seen the interview with James Pearce the other night. I asked him, are Liverpool interested in signing Jadon Sancho? He asked me, in this window, thinking that I was off my head, which was correct if I was assuming this window. He's probably right to assume I was off my head. But I said, no, James, in the future, next window perhaps, if he doesn't go to United. And the reply I got from James Pearce is the reply that I've basically been saying to you guys all along. Nothing is ruled out, but if that was to happen financially, it would probably mean that we may have to move on one of the front three. I've been saying this to you guys for a very, very long time. There will come a time where Jurgen Klopp looks at our front line and says, right, now is the right time to get cash in, get full value, and of course allow a player who may want to move away to go on to pastures new, and that will free up money. Whether you like that or not, that's the business model that we have at Liverpool Football Club, and that's the business model that has gotten us to where we are right now. Sancho to United doesn't look like it's happening, and I'm thoroughly enjoying sitting here watching the meltdown of Manchester United fans on social media. Whether you're in the 90% club with Mark Goldbridge or whether you're not, it has been entertaining to sit back and see the United fan base absolutely lose their minds over Jadon Sancho. Potentially going to end up with Ousmane Dembele maybe, or Josh King, or somebody who isn't Jadon Sancho. So is there a chance that Liverpool could go in for Sancho next summer? Absolutely. Why not? I don't see why we shouldn't be going after the best young talent in Europe. Jurgen Klopp's a long-term known admirer of Jadon Sancho. Now United could pull a rabbit out of a hat here. They could get their finger out of their backside and get a deal done before the transfer window closes on Monday. I know a lot of United fans were very happy as well that Roman Berkey and Jadon Sancho didn't travel to the Super Cup final, but that's because they had a respiratory illness which wasn't, the one that we all fear. I heard that Jadon Sancho did take part in training today. A lot of United fans had reported that he didn't. I believe that he did take part in training today. That was again confirmed by Jan Åge Fjørtoft earlier on Twitter. So, what do you take on this one? Can you imagine the fume if Jadon Sancho ended up a Liverpool player next year? I could almost smell it from here, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm not going to lie to you. I would love the idea. As much as a lot of Liverpool fans out there are talking about Kylian Mbappe, look, realistically, we all know the numbers for Kylian Mbappe to Liverpool just simply don't add up with regards to his wages and stuff. But Jadon Sancho's a possibility, That can add up. We can make those numbers work, particularly if it was with one of the front three to move on. Now, I've had my say on the front three. I've told you guys before who I think may move on down the line, but that's based off nothing but good instinct, no information or anything like that. What do you guys think about the situation? Would you like to see Jadon Sancho at the club next summer? And how much would it annoy United fans? I mean, that would just be brilliant. I'm not going to lie to you. That would be class. We're owned by the Glazers, mate, said Sadiq. Obviously, he must be a United fan there because, look, it's not my right to talk about how somebody buys and sells a football club or runs a football club, but I absolutely understand why United fans are fuming about their owners, and I absolutely love and adore every single second of it. I respect all the United fans that come in and chat with us, and of course I respect Mark and Drawdy, our friends over at the United stand, but at the end of the day, they're United. We're Liverpool. We're sitting happy on top of our perch right now, smiling after bringing in Thiago, after bringing in Costas Tsimikas, after bringing in Diogo Jota, and they're talking about Donny van der Beek and wondering will they get Jadon Sancho, and we still turned a profit, and maybe an even bigger profit. That's how you run a football club, ladies and gentlemen. That's why Michael Edwards is the man that he is, and that's why Jurgen Klopp and this Liverpool team are sitting right back on top of our perch. What a deadly window this has been. Craig, where did you get that kit from? It's just the European pre-match shirt, mate. You can buy it on any of the sites. Liverpool site, Nike site, anywhere. It's just the pre-match training jersey for the European games. And thank you again to Connor for sending me that information earlier on. Sancho will never happen, not for me, said Rodders. I'm not saying it will or won't happen, mate. I'm just saying it's possible. Jadon Sancho will be in United. Yeah, will he? I don't know. If they don't sign him this summer, he ain't going to go to United as far as I'm concerned, because there will be bigger and better clubs floating around trying to get him. United are a shambles at the minute when it comes to their transfers, I mean. Obviously, I'm not talking about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and their players. That's not my problem. But looking at it from the outside, I know which club would be more appealing. And look, if United fans are really honest with themselves and put all this aside, all this talk about Jadon Sancho being tapped up and Jadon Sancho wanting to come to United, footballers have as much loyalty as the options that are in front of them at times when it comes to transfers. Now, be honest. You've got Jurgen Klopp sitting over here with Liverpool Football Club, potentially having gone back to back. Best players in Europe, best manager in the world. And then you've got over here Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Paul Pogba dabbing, scoring deflected free kicks, Scott McTominay in midfield. Which one would you go to? If the money was the same and the wages were on offer, which club, if you were Jadon Sancho, would you pick? Be honest with yourselves. You know which club he'd pick. He's got no affinity to go to Manchester United. He doesn't love Manchester United. He's a footballer. That's the only option available to him this summer. If United get it done, fair play to them. If they don't, though, watch the rest of Europe sniffing around next summer as your boy disappears off into the sunset, folks. And we're all going to be sitting here smiling, nodding along, going, yes, Jadon, yes, Jadon. Whether that's at Liverpool or elsewhere, I do love a bit of fume, ladies and gentlemen. I do love a bit of bragging as well when we're back on the top. Did somebody say back to back? Can I get an amen? What have we got? Diesel's in the house. How are you, mate? He said, still waiting for my joke of a club to buy some players. He's Diesel, obviously from Claude and Abans, is a good friend of ours. And again, congratulations, mate, on last night's win. When's Thiago going to be back? After the international break, mate. He'll be back for the Everton game. Don't disrespect Salah like that. I don't know what that's about. You're obviously replying to somebody else, because I haven't disrespected Salah once and I never would. We're going to see more signings coming in, Craig, said Dan Stiller. Before the window closes, I would say unlikely. Now, somebody mentioned Sarr earlier on. Sarr is still at Watford right now. Sarr still could potentially get a move before Monday. Maybe United turn their attentions to Sarr if they can't get Dembele or they can't get Jadon Sancho. Liverpool balked at the price. We spoke about this before. Liverpool went and asked about signing Sarr from Watford. They were told 40 million quid, and I think they wanted the majority of it up front. I could be wrong on that one, but the figure anyway was one that Michael Edwards walked away from and went and got the deal for Diogo Jota signed up. Now, if Liverpool bring in a whole heap of money before Monday, I haven't got a clue. Genuinely, anything is possible in the crazy world of football. Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see what happens with Shaqiri. Let's wait and see if Burnley come back in for Wilson. Obviously, we've got the money in for Rhian Brewster. We wish Rhian Brewster well in his time at Sheffield United, and I hope, personally, he comes back to Liverpool. For people who are tuning in a little bit late, let me just recap the Rhian Brewster situation for you. The deal was done today, as you've seen on social media, I'm sure. Rhian Brewster has signed on at Sheffield United. Liverpool do have a buyback clause in that contract. That clause is relevant for 3 years only, and Liverpool have a 15% sell-on fee as well in that Rhian Brewster contract to Sheffield United. So I'm sure you all wish him well, as I do, and I've no doubt that he's going to bang in goals. I really do. Need another centre-back, said Naz. Do we, though? But do we? That's the thing. Brewster missed a penalty, sold. If you're that petty, mate, honestly, I don't know you from Adam, Kenneth, but it's got fuck all to do with the man missing a penalty, mate. The man is... I could miss a penalty, you could miss a penalty. The best in the world, Roberto Baggio, pick somebody. They've all missed penalties, mate. Happens to the best of them. It's got nothing to do with them missing a penalty. What else we got? Any news on Mane not in training today? We touched on it earlier on, mate. Look, it's very sensitive information. It is not my place to report on Sadio Mane and rumours that are going around. That is up to Sadio Mane and the club, and I'm not going to second guess anything. I've got the information that I've got, but I'm not going to spread it publicly because why would I? It's not my place to say. So look, whatever happens, I wish Sadio the best. I hope that he's fit and available as soon as possible. I'm sure we'll know moving forward. If the club have something to say, they'll say it. If they don't, they won't. We've got to respect the club and the player. Will Brewster start on Sunday versus Arsenal? I haven't got a clue. And again, I won't be focusing on him, mate. I'll be keeping an eye on him, obviously, to see if he gets his numbers and scores some goals. I'll be watching highlights of him, but you know, he's not our player now, so we'll just look after the ones that are here and wish him the best. That's the way I'm looking at it anyway. I really hope we're not without Mane on Sunday, said Carl Rimmer. So do I, and I'll be doing my my Aston Villa preview as soon as this stream ends. I'm going to record it, and that'll be going up tomorrow because I am taking tomorrow night off, ladies and gentlemen. But look, let's get back to the Jadon Sancho situation for a little bit. Give me a thumbs up if you think Liverpool could be in the market for Jadon Sancho next summer. And let me know your thoughts on if you think one of the front three may move on and who that could be next summer, of course. We've been very unlucky with injuries early on, haven't we, said Carl. Yeah, I suppose I'd rather get them at this point, mate, than December, January time when the fixtures really come thick and fast. But this is the beauty of having the squad that we do right now. We have the ability to interchange easily because we've got two players in every position. It's what you should do. It's what you need to do when you're challenging in all competitions except the League Cup. Right, so let's take this vote, see how people are feeling. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs down. There's a lot of hell yes coming into the chat. Put it that way, folks. A lot of thumbs up. Martin Gillespie said, at least if Mane is out, we have Jota. Exactly, man. How great is that to be able to say? Now, obviously, nobody wants Sadio Mane to be out. We love Sadio. But having Diogo Jota as an option is amazing, isn't it? I mean, that's just the calibre of club we are right now. Options everywhere. It's brilliant. What have we got? Sonam reckons for Salah. Look, that's my thoughts. That's what I've been saying. I think we will see one of the front three move on next summer. I've always had my own inklings Mohamed Salah would be most likely to move on. But again, that's not based off any information. That's just a personal thing. A lot of other people think it might be Sadio Mane that moves on. But I just get the feeling we may see a little bit of freshening up from Liverpool. We may see one of them move on and somebody else come in. Maybe that's Patson Daka, whether that's Jadon Sancho, whether that's somebody else that we haven't even spoken about yet, remains to be seen. Lots of love from Jamaica. I love reading that, mate. Honestly, I feel happiness and sadness at the same time. Happiness because you're in the chat with us, but sadness because I ain't over there in Jamaica with you. Mbappe is better. Yes, Mbappe is brilliant, but Liverpool can't afford Kylian Mbappe's wages, let alone the ridiculous transfer fee. I know if he runs down his contract to have 1 year to go, maybe he's available for about €100 million, but you're still talking about wages there of, I'm guessing, £500,000 a week. A lot of people asking me, is this true? If it's about Sadio Mane, I'm going to repeat myself. I cannot confirm or deny something that's not my place to confirm or deny. You're talking about somebody's medical records here. Until something is made public or not by the club, I'm not going to really go into any details about it because I respect the club, I respect the player, and I respect his right to privacy. Their Red said definitely not Sancho for Salah or Mane. They're not remotely past it. Now, nobody's saying that they're past it. See, this is the argument that will be put back at a lot of people. 30 years of age that they may be next year is definitely not past it, mate. You're right. You're in the age of where players are playing to 34, 35, 36. But it's about the pinnacle. It's about freshening up, and it may be about cashing in at just the right time for a football club. That might be the question here. I don't think anybody believes that any of our front three are past it. Heaven, no, they've 5 years left minimum in all of them, I'd say. Ian Barron, how are you, buddy? Said hi, Craig and everybody. Darlington fan, hope you're well. Unfortunately, I didn't get the job. I'm sorry to hear that, Eno. I was thinking of it the other day, buddy, and look, hopefully there's something else in the future for you, mate. I mean, I'm a great believer in what's meant to be is what's meant to be. So from all of us, mate, we wish you the best of luck with your next interview. And, you know, you'll get the job that fits you, buddy, and that works best. So lots of love to you. Look at this. Marko Grujic is the best. When you remove your tongue from out of Mr. Grujic's rear end, mate, can you learn a couple of things? One, make a statement that anybody cares about. Marko Grujic is brilliant. You might not know this, but he's a friend of mine. And also, turn the caps off, mate. Stop shouting. There's no need. You love Marko Grujic. That's okay. Go out into the world and spread your Marko Grujic love. I wish you the very best with it, mate. But I don't know what to say to these clowns anymore. Are you good at football? No, not anymore. Not anymore, man. 39 years of age. Those days are way behind me. But yeah, I loved it and played it my entire life. Where would one of the front three go, though? That's the question, Tyler. Nobody knows what state the likes of Real Madrid and Barcelona's finances might be in. Now, if Kylian Mbappe moves off, and Kylian Mbappe could well move off, he could go to Real Madrid next year, then maybe Paris Saint-Germain are looking around for a star. I don't know. Maybe somebody gets taken over by somebody with a load of money and he wants to splash out. Who knows? Hi Craig, were you disappointed we went out of the Carabao Cup from the Lisbon Reds? Thank you, Gabriel, for the question. Yes, I'm always disappointed, mate, when we get knocked out of a competition, but I was proud of how the players went out there and played. We should have scored, we should have won. Their goalkeeper had an absolute worldie, but at the end of the day, penalties are a lottery. Either side could have won it. I'm always disappointed. Yeah, as I said to you, I want the players to finish their careers with the full collection of medals there at Liverpool Football Club, and I wish Arsenal the best moving forward in the competition. Did I ever play GAA? Yes. Craig, I love how you troll these clowns. That's what they are. They're clowns. Do you know what I mean? If they think I haven't heard everything that they come in to throw at us, I've heard it 20 times. I've got 35 answers for you. And I'm the one with a microphone. Do you know what I mean? I don't understand why they have a pop. Maybe they just like getting the comments mentioned. I don't know. It's a bit of fun to me anyway. You're the best. We love you, said Mo. Thank you, mate. Really appreciate that. Look, the love that we've gotten from you guys is amazing. As you can see right now, top left-hand corner of the screen, 49,500 subscribers. We are within spitting distance of 50k. Probably shouldn't be saying spitting in this climate. But yes, we're very close to 50k. We've got the Villa game coming up at the weekend as well. If you want to help us out, if you're enjoying our content, please hit that subscribe button. Drop a like on the video as well. Let your friends know about us. Don't forget to join the Anfield Agenda Flick Chat group as well. You probably see it popping up on the screen down in the bottom right-hand corner in blue. The link to the Anfield Agenda Flick Chat is in the description of the stream. It's completely free to join. There's over 1,100 people in the group actually, and we talk about stuff offline there. We put up polls for you guys to vote your opinions on favourite Liverpool song, favourite player, all that kind of stuff. We give you guys the latest news on there as well. You can chat to other Reds from around the world. It's a fantastic app. And most importantly, it's 100% free. Doesn't matter if you're on Android, doesn't matter if you're on iOS. Download the app from the link in the description, and we hope to see you over there. And we're going to be using Flick as a big part of our show moving forward. And another big announcement for the Everton game and moving forward, we're going to be doing phone-ins for the post-match reaction shows. We've talked about it for a long time. Now, if it isn't the Everton game, it'll be the one straight after that. But we're hoping for the Everton game, we're going to be doing call-ins. And we're going to be doing call-ins from people who are in our Flick Chat group. So if you ever want to be involved in an Anfield Agenda call-in, make sure you're in the Flick Chat group as well. We were able to verify people on there, if you know what I mean. We were able to verify that they're not trolls and stuff. And we can message them privately as well. So if you want to be involved in that, if you want to get your thoughts heard after the game, going to be doing a call-in. I've been flirting with it for a while now, but hell, we're going to do it. We're going to spice up the post-match shows, going to make them a little bit longer, and there's going to be an Anfield Agenda call-in as well, where you guys get to share your opinions on the game. We're always trying to make this a community thing, make it feel as you guys feel as involved as we can, and that's what we're going to do moving forward. I've also confirmed another Mahusive interview for Anfield Agenda that I'll be recording over the international break as well. I'm not going to say anything about who it is. I'm not going to say anything else, but that information will be given out in due course. And another big announcement, when we hit 50,000 subscribers, Anfield Agenda are also going to launch the biggest ever giveaway on the channel. We're already in the process of getting the prize package together. We're not going to do anything until we hit 50k. because we don't want people to just subscribe for that. So when we hit 50k, we'll be announcing the competition, how you can enter the competition, loads of stuff moving forward, folks. You're going to smash 100k soon, brother. Thank you so much, Danny. I mean, I never thought we'd get anywhere near that, to be fair. I never thought we'd get to this number, neither did Connor. We're just going to ride this train as long as we can. Is Jones going to take Milner's spot? Well, look, Curtis Jones is here and here for the long term. I don't say he's going to take anybody's spot, but he's going to be in contention for positions in that central midfield, left-hand side, or attacking midfield position moving forward. And he won't let us down in any way, shape or form. Curtis Jones is an absolute baller and love seeing the dude play. So yeah, he's going to be involved moving forward. We've got Harvey Elliott as well. We touched on the forwards that Liverpool have at the club earlier on. If we were to maybe move Shaqiri on, I don't know about the Divock situation. Do you know what? I'll be honest with you. It's very difficult to even find out exactly who these clubs are that are in for Shaqiri. That's how well this is being kept quiet. Now, unless I've missed something very obvious. Another little Manchester United fan bitch in the channel now saying, you won't get Sancho, United will. Mate, you've had all summer and you shit the bed. Just get over it, move past it. Your life will be so much easier if you just accept that your club's a shambles at the minute, mate. I promise you, it will get easier moving forward. And look, if he comes to Liverpool next year, we'll look after him, we'll develop him, we'll get him a winner's medal. We'll do all the things that you won't be able to do. So don't worry about it, pal. If Jadon doesn't come, he'll be aight. Don't worry about it. I love the whinge, the tears, the saltiness from the United fans. Who's our player? You'll end up with Josh King. Don't worry, you'll end up with Josh King, the person that you nearly signed. You brought a Gallo in, he was supposed to be brilliant. He's been a bag of crap as well since he came to United. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love seeing United being such a shambles. What else we got? Love you, Craig, mates. A Dark Shadow. Thank you very much. Shaqiri to Man United. Yeah, no. I think we'd rather just burn the money. Hi, Craig. Just joined. What's the links to Sancho, please? I'll go through it at the end of the stream, mate. Don't worry. I'll recap everything before we finish up. Again, I'm not touching on the Sadio Mane stuff. I've explained that 3 or 4 times. Top 4 predictions, said Colton. Right, let's go with this. Liverpool, Manchester City. Liverpool, Manchester City... Yeah, Liverpool, Manchester City, Chelsea, United. That's my top 4. In that order. I think that's about right. Yes. Now, there could be a few variables in there. Nobody knows how long Everton's good run is going to last. They could keep it up all season, or they could be like other teams before them who get a great start and drop off a little bit, maybe end up in the Europa League or something. Arsenal still could get some business done, and they're certainly making progress under Mikel Arteta. There's no doubt about that. They'll probably be in the European mix as well. Spurs, if they get a forward in, you never know there. It's difficult to call, but that would be my pick for the top 4 anyway. Connor's gone for Liverpool, City, Chelsea and Arsenal to grab the 4th spot. There you go. Is Milner not going to be with Liverpool no more? Of course he is, mate. He's a Liverpool player. Don't you worry about that. Somebody was just talking about Jones earlier on. Jimmy's going nowhere. What have we got? Man United seem to ruin good players over the last few years, said Martin Gillespie. Good. Let them ruin a few more. Bruno is the best in the league, no debate. Of course there's a fucking debate, you clown. That's a ridiculous thing to say. He's been here a wet day. He's not even fit to polish Kevin De Bruyne's boots and the man's calling him the best in the league. Would you get away? Which are nonsense. He's a penalty merchant. He's a hit and hope merchant. Best in the league, me arse. What else we got? Phil Jones is the next in line for the England throne. Yeah, definitely agree with that one. Spurs got a forward in today. Oh yes, the guy from Benfica, didn't they? They got him in on loan. Vinicius. Forgot about that. Yes, good show. Well, I think it's a loan with an option to buy at the end of it. Obviously, Jose Mourinho uses Portuguese contacts there. A lot of people still crying about Sancho going to United. Is he though? Is he? Is he? Look deep into your heart. Do you think he's going? Is he? Would he not mind? Maybe would he not have been there by now? Have Dortmund not come out and said no? 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 You hoped that he didn't travel to the Super Cup because he was getting ready for United. Wasn't the case. You hoped that he didn't show up at training, but yet he was training. So is he going to United? Is he really? Love your channel all the way from Kenya, said Vim. Lovely to have you with us, mate. Thank you very much. Can't wait for Jose to slap up United. It'll be glorious. Ace in Industry said Patson Daka will be a better signing than Sancho. Versatile in all three positions. No arguments for me about him as a quality player, mate. Spoke about he's represented by Freddie Canute, who there was links to Spurs for obvious reasons there with the Canute link. But Patson Daka's been a Liverpool fan all his life. Not that that makes any difference to transfers. But again, just going back to his agent, the word is that Daka is not going to move anywhere until at least January, which gives him time to continue to improve himself with Jesse Marsch and that very good Salzburg team and get more Champions League experience as well. So yeah, look, whatever happens with Patson Daka, he certainly is a quality footballer. Love you, Craig from Albania. Wow, thank you, man. Love right back at you. What else we got? Bruno Fernandes equals 3 normal goals and 100 million penalties or something, said Joe Gomez. Yes, he is coming to United, Voldemort. Brilliant, mate. I've never been slagged before. Am I bald? Oh my fuck. I'm overweight as well. Are you serious? I'm bald and overweight, and you've compared me to another bald person? Fuck me, man. I might as well pack this shit up and forget about it. Do you know what I mean? I might be bald, I might be overweight, but I'm fucking right, amn't I? There's no Jadon Sancho at United as things stand. You can cry about it all you want. You can jump up and down. You can whinge. You can say United are the best. You can call me fucking the fat controller. You can call me Dara O'Brien. You can call me whatever the hell you want, mate. But deep down in your little Manchester United heart, you know that Voldemort is right, don't you? So, TTFN, motherfucker. TTFN. Enjoy the pain. Right, ladies and gentlemen, very happy for Dundalk, said somebody else. Absolutely. Extremely happy for Dundalk. First super chat of the night from John Conway. Thank you, John. Just saying a quick hello. Lovely to have you in, buddy. When is Hendo coming back? Touch and go for Sunday. He's been called up to the England squad, as you guys know. The manager has spoken about the situation of Jordan Henderson going there. He'll get some valuable minutes that he really needs as well. I don't know if he'll be ready for Sunday. I don't have him. Bit of a heads up here in my starting 11 for Sunday, but he'll be back very soon. He's training, which is good news. Sorry. Kevin De Bruyne is miles ahead of Bruno. Miles ahead, man. Miles and miles and miles ahead. Shout out for James Wood, somebody said. I don't even know who James Wood is. There you go. Very true, Craig. He'll never be forgotten. But like Fabinho said, it's time. It's time! If Liverpool get Sancho, I'm going to rub it in every United fan's face, said Raheem. I think we should put a bid in from now just for the bants. Do you know what I mean? Just because we can. Just why not? Bit of shithousery. Are you happy with the Champions League group? Yes, I am. Genuinely. I mean, it's always nice to play clubs that you haven't played in a while. I love the thoughts of playing Ajax. I really have nothing but respect for Ajax as a football club. That's going to be two very intriguing games. Atalanta took the Champions League by storm last season. They play a brilliant brand of football as well. So yeah, absolutely happy in Midtjylland. Look, don't know what to expect, to be honest with you, but I know I'm expecting 6 points. That much I can say for the home and away games there. But yeah, it's a good group. It's not the worst group, not the easiest group, but we should be topping it if we're being honest with ourselves. Who do you think will be the top goal scorer in the Premier League? Oh, it's a tough one, isn't it? It's really tough to say. Calvert-Lewin's come out of the blocks. Vardy will be there or thereabouts. Aubameyang will get a whole load of goals. Salah and Mane will bang in, I don't know, somewhere between 18 and 25 league goals probably. Yeah, look, it's very difficult to call the Golden Boot because there's a lot of good forwards. Danny Ings, depending on what good or how good of a season he has with Southampton, it's difficult. You'll never get him. Either will you. Oh, I knew we'd trigger the United fans tonight. I knew it. I just knew we'd trigger them. Would you take Erik ten Hag at Liverpool after Klopp has left? It's difficult again to look down the line. Klopp signed up to 2024, as we know. He's hinted that he may even extend past that, but it's difficult to know what way the football landscape will be. You look around, you look at Julian Nagelsmann, the great job he's doing. You've got the likes of Mauricio Pochettino to keep an eye on as well. Some good other young coaches coming through. It's difficult. And you can't rule out Pep Linders from this conversation as well. Would you take Zaha? No. Quality footballer, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that Wilfried Zaha isn't a good player, but what is he now, 27, 28? No, not for the money that I think he'd go for. Plus, we don't really need him, if we're being honest. What's your prediction for the Champions League final? I don't know, us to win 2-1 and lift the trophy in Istanbul again. I don't know. Is Liverpool going to buy Mbappe? No. Not going to happen, mate. I mean, I'd love to sit here and lie to you and say yes, but realistically, the numbers just don't add up. Right, what have we got? We're going to do another 15 or 20 minutes on tonight's stream, and I've gone through all of my news, I think, folks, so it's up to you now. Whatever you want to talk about, put it into the chat. Any questions like that, I'm going to answer them and do my best to get through them before the stream closes. Super chats are open, super stickers are open, but most importantly, if you're going to send money and stuff, why not become a member? Why not join Anfield Agenda FC? To join, all you have to do is click that big blue join button. If you don't see that, have a look in the description, there's a link there. Members of Anfield Agenda FC get a couple of things. Firstly, they get the Anfield Agenda logo beside their name. Depending on how long they're here, that logo changes from bronze all the way through to red. Your name will also appear in green to me and other members. You get access to the Anfield Agenda Discord group, which is where we talk about stuff that's coming up on the channel. We give you a heads up on all the information that we don't go public with and some other bits and pieces. And you also get use of all the custom emojis that Connor designed for the channel. I think there's about 12 of them at this point, ranging from my bald head right up to Jurgen Klopp, Si Senor. And the most important one of all, and the most important message that I want to give out to all of you guys out there, WFM. WFM. Remember it. You're part of it. WFM. Is Mane injured? Again, can't say anything. You're the best football YouTuber. Facts. Love it. Nah, look, there's an absolutely amazing crop of football YouTubers out there now doing some great work right around the world. Various countries, various clubs. Nothing but love for all of them, and I wish them all the best because, you know, there's room for all of us here. How much is it? How much is what? I don't know what. How much is what? Membership $4.99 a month, if that's the question. Sorry, did I not mention that? Apologies if I didn't. McGregor versus Pac-Man, said Dara. I know there's talk about this one coming up, mate. It is ridiculous, but you know what I mean? Money talks, and McGregor Pacquiao will sell. Let's wait and see. There's talk. John Kavanagh spoke about it as well. Manny Pacquiao, I think, has acknowledged it. Let's wait and see if it happens. Who do I think should succeed Klopp? Right now, if Klopp left tomorrow, the fact Pochettino's still on the market would make me consider Pochettino. But realistically, I just have a feeling that Pep Lijnders is being, I won't say groomed for the role, but I think people underestimate the influence and the impact that Pep Lijnders has behind the scenes. So I wouldn't rule out Lijnders. Right, what else we got? Oh, I want to give a little shout out to Sinead as well. One of our regular members, Dave Sweeney, moderator, member of the channel, good friend of the channel. His daughter made her communion today. So Sinead, if you're watching, I hope you had a wonderful day. Your dad sent a picture of you on your special day into the Discord group earlier on in your dress. You looked wonderful. You looked like a princess. I hope you were treated like a princess and you had a fantastic day, and lots of love from all of us. I know you always watch. I know you don't like when I swear as well, Sinead, so I try and keep it to a minimum. And I know you're a massive fan of Mohamed Salah. But look, from all of us, I hope you had a wonderful day, and I hope you made loads of money. And don't give any of it to your mammy and daddy. Keep it for yourself. You deserve it. Joanne stuck in a super sticker for the salt. Love it. WFM meaning. You either know what WFM means or you don't, mate. You know what I mean? You're either WFM or you're not. How about Stevie G for manager? Again, you can't rule that out, but he needs to progress past Rangers and continue to progress with his managerial career. WFM Craig, love the screen from Offaly. Right back at you, pal. Lots of love to Offaly. I'd consider Julian Nagelsmann, said they're red. Can't rule him out as well. Fantastic young coach. Did really well at Hoffenheim. Obviously moved on, doing really well where he is now. Albania loves you, Craig. Craig loves Albania. Craig loves everybody, mate. I don't really have many hatred. I don't have any hatred in my body. I dislike people. Of course I do, but I don't hate anyone. So thank you. And lots of love right back to you. Question. If the Liverpool side of 88 played against the current crop, who would win? How am I supposed to answer that with all due respect, mate? I don't know, 7-all? Would you sell Bobby to get Haaland in 2 years' time? It's difficult. I mean, let me start off by saying that Erling Haaland is an absolutely wonderful player that will go on to do fantastic things in the game and will have a tremendous career and win lots of stuff, score a load of goals. Wherever he ends up, he'll be a superstar. But Bobby brings, and Jota will probably be the same, and Taki. They bring a little bit of something different in the way they go about their game, so it's not really a like-for-like comparison. But any club that ends up with Erling Haaland will get a fantastic player down the line, no doubt about that. The guy's quality. Are Liverpool going to sell Kelleher? I love the way nobody ever puts his first name in, because only Irish people really understand how to pronounce it properly. For those of you that don't know, Caoimhín Kelleher basically means Kevin Kelleher. It's just the Irish word for Kevin. He is going to be the third choice keeper at the club. We do need 3, so there was talk that maybe he'd go out on loan, but with Karius going to Union Berlin, with Grabara going to our house, it looks like Caoimhín Kelleher could stay at the club and be the third choice keeper behind Alisson, Adrian obviously. I hope he gets a few opportunities at some point this season because, well, obviously I don't wish injury on Alisson, but I do wish progression on Caoimhín Kelleher. What have we got? Somebody else saying Bruno Fernandes is a one-season wonder. Look, Fernandes is a decent player, don't get me wrong. He's got some quality about him, but the way some United fans go on is just completely over the top. I mean, they do it with Aaron Wan-Bissaka, they do it with so many of their players, and it unnecessarily puts that added pressure onto their players, and they don't even see that. Fernandes has had a great impact at United, of course he has. Scored a whole load of important penalties and won and cheated his way to a whole load of important penalties as well. I won't deny that fact. When it comes to cheating penalties and when it comes to scoring penalties, Bruno Fernandes is up there with the best of the penalty merchants, don't get me wrong. What else have we got? Somebody said, I started a new channel. If you can call it out, would love a bit of support. Said Football Sins. There you go. I don't know if that's the name of the channel. If it is, shout out to you, buddy. Football Sins in there. I hope you've got I hope the channel goes well for you. Do I rate Adrian? Ideally, I think we could have a better goalkeeper in there pushing Alisson, but I've nothing against Adrian. I mean, he made some really important saves last night. Let's be frank about this. Didn't put a foot wrong in that game. Who was it he denied? I can't remember which one of the Arsenal players he denied when he went to ground with that strong left hand when the player tried to round him. It's made some quality stops last night. His distribution is nowhere near up to the standards that we'd need, to be honest with you, but hopefully in these scenarios you don't need to use your sub-keeper too much. But yeah, I would like us to eventually strengthen and bring in somebody to really push and challenge Alisson. Whether that is Caoimhín Kelleher or whether we dip our toes in the market down the line, that remains to be seen. Obviously we brought in Pitaluga as well. Now I know he's only 17 years of age, but he's very highly thought of as well. Obviously being a fellow Brazilian to Alisson and the glowing references that John Achterberg put out there about the guy as well. Holding. No, I don't think it was holding. I don't think it was holding that tried to go around him. I can't remember which one it was. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. Jack's page just hit 300 subs on his channel. Congratulations, Jack. Enjoy it and celebrate the milestone, mate. I remember hitting 100 subs on our channel. I remember hitting 1,000 subs. And enjoy and make sure that you mark all of these, buddy. Because whether you hit 50k or whether you hit 1k, it's the journey and all these little moments that make it so valuable, mate, and make the hours that you put in worth it. So, congratulations, Jack. I sincerely understand why you're happy. I get it. Any YouTuber will. Hello, Daniel, FIFA and more. Welcome everyone that's coming into the chat as well. Folks, we're really close to ticking over another 100. Hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying the stream. Let's see if we can get it to 49,600 before we head off tonight. Just a reminder, I'm going to take tomorrow off. But the Aston Villa preview video will be going up for you guys tomorrow, so make sure you've got your notifications turned on. And then I'll be back on Sunday for the Aston Villa watch-along and the post-match show as well. And when we come back after the international break, one, we're going to have launched the competition because I'm sure we will have hit 50k by that point. The biggest ever giveaway we've done on the channel. And two, we're going to be starting call-ins as well, so you guys will be able to give your opinion on the post-match show. But to be able to be given a chance to come on, you need to sign up to the Flick group because we need to make sure that people aren't trolls. So if you want to be part of the phone-ins, there's a link to the Anfield Agenda Flick chat in the description of the stream. It's completely free to download, completely free to use. But if you want to come on the phone-ins, we need to have you in there because we need to be able to verify certain things. Right, let's move on. Football Sin said, thanks man, respect them aiming for 50 subs a month. Good. Do it, and then aim for 100, and then aim for 250. I mean, I'll give you a little heads up about Anfield Agenda. I'll run some numbers off for you. Last 28 days for us have seen an amazing 28 days. We've had 1.1 million views of the channel in the past 28 days. We've had 6.2 million minutes of watch time, and we've had 5,600 new subscribers over the past 28 days. And you know what, mate? I remember the days where we had 100,000 minutes of watch time, a couple of hundred new followers, and I celebrated them just as much. So I get it, I feel it, I'm happy for you sincerely, and I want you to keep going. Just never give up. Doesn't matter, something can happen, something can click. The more you do it, if you look back at early Anfield Agenda videos, I was shite, and I mean shit. Like, I look back at them now and cringe. Now, I cringe at some of the stuff I do today, to be fair, but I was so much slower, I was so much less confident, I was so much less aware of my surroundings. And it just comes with experience and time, man. So, big yourself up. It's sad to see Rhian go, but at least we've got Jota. It is definitely sad to see Rhian go. Right, let me do a recap for everyone that's coming in late tonight, because there's a few stories that people won't know about. You'll know about the Rhian Brewster situation. He has signed for Sheffield United. I think it's a 5-year contract that he signed there. £23.5 million. There is a buyback clause in that contract that Liverpool can exercise for the next 3 years. There's also a 15% sell-on clause in there. And look, we wish Rhian the best, and I hope to see him back in a Liverpool shirt. Moving on to Harry Wilson. It looks like Burnley have pulled out of negotiations for Harry Wilson. Liverpool wanted around £20 million for the player. They were willing to accept, I think, £15 million with some more and add-ons, making up a package of around £20 million. As reported when we spoke with James Pearce the other day on the stream, Liverpool had received a bid of £12 million with about 3 or 4 million in add-ons for Burnley, which Liverpool weren't willing to accept. We both thought when we spoke about it that there was, not too much of a gap, that they could probably bridge that and come to a deal. As things have stand right now, Burnley have stepped away from that. Doesn't mean they may not come back in before Monday, but that one remains to be seen. We know that Shaqiri was pulled out of the matchday squad yesterday because of interest in him, serious interest in him from a couple of clubs. Looks like Shaqiri will move on before the window closes. I'm still intrigued to see if Barca make a last minute plea to try and get Gini Wijnaldum. Shaqiri, we spoke about. Grujic, there's a bit of interest in him as well. Some Premier League clubs, some clubs in Europe. And there may be some more Liverpool players to move on. Actually, there will be more Liverpool players to move on before the window closes on Monday. I'd be very surprised if there's an addition. I mean, really surprised, unless something happens in training, someone gets a serious injury. I think Jurgen Klopp is happy with the squad that he has. And it'll be another transfer window where we've gone out there, brought in Diogo Jota, brought in Thiago, brought in Kostas Tsimikas, brought in Pitaluga, and we'll still turn a profit from selling fringe players, if you want to use that word. It's just fantastic. The club are running magnificent business. It's brilliant to sit back and watch. And what a change this is from 3-4 weeks ago. We were all feeling a little bit frustrated, not knowing if Gini would happen, not knowing anything about Diogo Jota. None of us had a clue. We were all looking towards Ismaila Sarr and thinking maybe Liverpool will try and get that deal over the line. So you don't know what's going to happen until that window closes at 11 p.m. on Monday. And I'm going to be here on Monday doing the transfer deadline day special on the show as well. I won't quite have my yellow tie on, but I will be here. Their Red said, thoughts on bidding 15-20 million for Rudiger, centre-back cover? No. Again, not being rude. 1, he's not good enough. 2, why waste 15-20 million quid when we could probably get away with Fabinho this year? We also have Billy Comedio, Sepp van den Berg, and Reece Williams, who are developing in the centre-back position. And Reece Williams and Billy Comedio in particular look absolutely fantastic. I haven't seen enough of Sepp van den Berg's development to know if he's there or thereabouts. There's talk of maybe him going out on loan for the season. I don't know if that'll come to fruition before Monday. Or don't know if I've missed something and that's already gone ahead. But no, we don't need it. We don't think we need to cover. And especially not wasting 15 or 20 million. And the reason I say that is look at the business that we have done. Thiago, 25 million quid, 5 million a season for the 4 years he signed up for, plus a potential 5 million in add-ons. Diogo Jota, that deal, Liverpool put down just 9.5 million quid or something like that as a first instalment, the rest spread over the course of his contract. So now I can't see us going out and dropping 15-20 million quid on a centre-back. That's just not good enough, to be quite frank. Reese was good, said John. He was. Oh no, that was Vishal. Excuse me. He was class. Didn't look out of place whatsoever. Calm, composed. Joe Gomez, when he replaced Virgil van Dijk, I thought he looked back to his best as well. It's just good vibes going forward, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing but good vibes. Right, let's see. I think we're about 10 or so away. Hit that subscribe button, folks. Let's see if we can get to 49,600 before we finish up tonight. Elijah John 5 said, I must confess, I hate these international breaks. So do I, with a passion. Especially when you get some momentum going. And another reason I don't like the international breaks is, now I could have picked up on this wrong, and I'm not accusing any international sides of not keeping the standards up, but there seems to be a lot of players coming back positive from international travel. So when they leave the bubbles of their football clubs, do you know what I mean? I'm just worried that we get players back from international duty that won't be available for the reason that, you know what I'm trying to say here. Both the Williams were good, said John Sackfield. Brilliant, mate. Again, great to see the love that Neko got last night, which he deserved. He put in a very good shift against... I mean, he had Pepe in his pocket at times. I thought he was brilliant. Gomez and VVD on top form is a wall, said Tyler. Brilliant, mate. Agree. Don't forget post-match or pre-match videos I'm going to record for the Villa game. That's going to go out tomorrow. I'm not sure what time Connor's putting that out at, but I'm going to record it as soon as we're finished here. I'll be going through my starting 11 and my score prediction in that as well. Craig, Ireland to win the World Cup or Liverpool to win the Champions League again? I'm going to be greedy and say Ireland to win the World Cup, because even though I'm not a massive fan of international football, I am a massive fan of my fellow countrymen and women, and the boost that it would give Ireland if we won a World Cup, mate, would be something I'd never see. I mean, Italia 90 was something I'll never forget. So the thoughts of Ireland winning a World Cup, I'd have to take one for the team there and say Ireland, to be honest. Any updates on Tsimikas? No, not that I've read, not that I've seen. Robbo will be playing against Villa anyway, so it's not too much of a worry. Their Red said, I used to like Rudiger until he went to Chelsea and stunk, but fair points, I think fair points just a thought. Look, there are some bargains out there at centre-back if we wanted to go out and sign somebody. I think there's a plan in place here for the progression of the younger players. Right, what happened to the new guy? Personal reasons, didn't work out. Unfortunately, that's what happens. I mean, this is all voluntary stuff that we do here, so sometimes people's lives change and their availability isn't there anymore. So unfortunately, moving forward, you're just going to have to stick to little old me for the time being. But I've talked to you guys about the phone-in show happening after the international break. The Anfield Agenda podcast is also going to be launched after the international break. The podcast is going to be myself and Connor Crosby with let's just say a roaming pool of guests. So we'll have 3 on every podcast. Myself, Connor, and one more guest. We're going to have a group of people that we dip into and out of. For an example, Jace Roberts, somebody who I'm sure you guys remember from the chat as well. He's going to do a couple with us. Every once in a while, we might get our good friend Jack Gill in as well. And there's a couple of other people in the pool of podcasters that we're looking to put together. I'm really looking forward to it. I can't wait to get a podcast together again. As always, these type of things will be out on all the platforms: Spotify, iTunes, Acast. As many of them as we can get the podcast out on, to be honest. We should go for Upamecano to partner VVD next year. Again, I'm going to just point to the fact that we've got Billy Cometio, we've got Reece Williams, we've got Sepp van den Berg as Liverpool players, developing under Jurgen Klopp, developing the style of football that we want them to play. Upamecano is quality, do not get me wrong, not saying nothing against the lad, but I think Liverpool are alright. I think now if let's say Joel Matip were to move on next summer or something, then maybe you could re-look at this. But as things stand, I think we've got some good young players coming through. Craig, can you stop supporting Liverpool? I'll give you a new car if you do, said Shams25. Who was a United fan earlier on? I think he was the one that called me Voldemort, if I remember correctly. No, mate. I'm not stopping supporting Liverpool for a new car. Are you joking me? Car's a car. It'll turn into a pile of rust, but Liverpool will be here forever. So my 2011 Renault Megane will do just fine, thank you. Until I can afford something better, of course. Which is a very fucking long time away. The phone-in show will make a massive difference because I think you'll be the only Liverpool fan page doing it. Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't be honest with you. Now, we're the best Liverpool fan page, so, there is that. Look, when I say we're the best, this is what I mean. I hold Redmen and the Anfield Wrap separately. Like, I put them up here as something, they're established media. They're excellent at what they do. Nothing but love and respect for all the guys at the Anfield Wrap and Redmen TV and what they do. Fantastic. They've earned everything that they have. Nothing but love. But there is a new generation or a new type of fan channel coming through, and of that, I wholeheartedly believe we are the best Liverpool fan channel. I think we do the best watch-alongs. I think we're the most entertaining. I think we've got the best group of subscribers. But of course I'm going to say that, am I? That's it. That's the way I feel about it. I've got nothing but love for everyone. I listen to the Anfield Rap stuff. I mean, they are fantastic. Who wouldn't love them? Redmen TV, I've never had the pleasure of meeting Chris or Paul, but, again, looking at the work they do, it's great. I wish them all the best moving forward. They're a great bunch of lads by the looks of it. Right, what have we got? Result, Renault Megane Estate, to be specific. Yes, Jack, correct. It's a black Renault Megane Estate, if you want to be really specific. A 2011 one. Diesel, 1.5. Do you think Jota will challenge Firmino for placing the team? Yes, I do. It's weird saying that, because there aren't many people in the world that I would have ever thought could challenge Bobby Firmino for a starting berth. But Jota is also a pressing machine. And I think he still has a little bit of guile to learn, but being in and around Bobby Firmino, he'll develop a lot as well. And he'll bring his own unique style as well to the way that we play. But yes, I do. I genuinely do. Parody couple said Redman TV are better, mate. I don't know if you meant than us or the Anfield Rap. Either way, I don't know what to say. Nothing but admiration for both, to be fair. Again, Parody, I don't know if you think they're better than us or the Anfield Rap. That's up to you, mate. Each to their own. I've got nothing but love and respect for everyone. What else we got? Respect to Liverpool fans from a Gooner, said Football Sins. Right back to you, pal. I mean, I have some great times over with Claude and the lads on their channel as well, having fun talking about football. Firmino in the number 10 role in the future, said Vishal. Can't believe Liverpool want to sell Shaqiri with his creativity. I think it's his injury record, mate, that might have swung it in the end. He has picked up a lot of little knocks and strains in his time at Liverpool. What else we got? We're so close to 50k, said Prometheus. Yes, we are, mate, and hopefully we'll get there by Sunday. Again, hit that subscribe button, drop a like on the video if you're enjoying the stream. Right, what else have we got? What's happening with Nat Phillips? I've heard nothing new. Bristol City were the last interested club that I'd heard, and a few other championship clubs. And again, I would expect Nat Phillips to probably move on before Monday. What else we got? Phone-in show will be unreal, said Niall Flynn. Thank you, mate. Joe Gomez says, I did a Liverpool career mode. I sold Origi, didn't buy Jota. There was no backup for Bobby, but I simmed the whole season and he didn't get injured once. Scored over 20 goals. There you go. That's what you like to see. Respect Mark Goldbridge or we will haunt you at night. Mate, if I want to talk to Mark Goldbridge, I'll open my phone now and ring him. Like, I think people forget that I know Mark Goldbridge and have nothing but respect for Mark Goldbridge. Mark Goldbridge is quality. He's a top lad. It's a shame he supports United, of course. But again, nothing but love. Firmino is terrible. Shame on you. Claude's top notch. He's a gent. He really is. Is Shaqiri injury prone? I mean, that's open to interpretation. Red Men Don't Swear. Clearly you haven't watched it that much. I don't know if that was aimed at me or somebody else as well. But again, what's swearing got to do with anything? I swear like a drunken sailor. It's the way I use to express myself. Other people don't, and they can probably express themselves far more eloquently than I can. Ring him then. Why would I ring him live on a stream, you absolute clown? Oh, God almighty. I was tempted to ring him there just to shut you up, but then I remembered that I couldn't give a fuck about what you think. I want to say hi, he said. Well, then go create your own channel. Build it big enough to where he has interest in talking to you. And then maybe I'll have a little chat with Mr. Goldbridge. Oh yeah, remember I reported you because you swore. Yeah, that had me. I even told that to my wife last night. That's how much that made me smile. People who swear are usually more trustworthy. That's apparently true, yes. I'm still trying to find this lad who said red men are better. I'm trying to find if he meant with us or... I'm still trying to find his comment. 1 second. Oh, he said, I prefer red men, they don't swear. Absolutely understand where you're coming from, mate. No problem with that whatsoever. Swearing isn't for everybody. If you're somebody that doesn't like swearing, that's sound. I've no issues with that. Each to their own. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to bring the stream to a close tonight. Thank you so much for your love and support as always. Don't forget to drop a like on the video. Hit the subscribe button as well. If you haven't joined the Anfield Flick Chat group, then I'm afraid you won't be eligible to come in as part of the phone-in show that we're going to launch after the international break. As always, I wish you a wonderful weekend. I won't be here tomorrow. I'm going to be recording the Aston Villa preview show. I'm going to record it right now as soon as I finish this stream. That video will go out tomorrow. We are on the road to 50k, ladies and gentlemen. I'm hoping that we get there by the end of the Villa game on Sunday night. As always, have a wonderful weekend and up the champions.